All right, everybody, we're back in action. We got the New York Giants at the St. Louis Cardinals here for the first game again of a doubleheader as we continue to play May 22nd, 1949. New York here, of course, is in first base still as Willard Marshall comes up and hits a single straight up the middle to start this off. New York at 23-9, St. Louis at 13-17. They've been disappointing so far this season. And the Giants are hoping to get a win. Now, if we're playing this the right way in real life, they don't know this yet, but the Dodgers just blew a doubleheader. In fact, they lost 2 games in a row. The doubleheader to Cincinnati in Cincinnati. 0-2 now the count on Sid Gordon with Marshall on at first. There's a ground ball over to second base. Schoendienst has that, flips to Marion for 1 and on to Jones at first for the double play, and here comes Bill Rigney. Brooklyn lost both of those games, and the same man hit the home run in both games to put them away. Bill Rigney takes a strike. Johnny Wirowstick of the Cincinnati Reds hit a home run to win the first game of that doubleheader 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth, and the second game 5-3 also in the bottom of the ninth inning. So Brooklyn came up short both times in really close games. 2-1 now the count on Bill Rigney. And the Giants, if they could win both of these games here, would have a huge lead over Brooklyn, and then we'll see what Pittsburgh does. Rigney hits that one up over and into the gap for a double. That'll bring up Whitey Lockman, I should say the gap between center and left. And here is Lockman, and there's a ground ball over to the right side. Schoendienst has that and throws to first, and that does it. We go to the bottom of the first. Stan Musial up there now for the Cardinals, and he takes the ball inside, 1-0 the count. And there's a pop-up over near second base. Rigney, the second baseman, has that for the out, 1 away. And it's Enos Slaughter up there now who takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 is the count on Slaughter, hitting .368 this season with a good slugging, good on-base percentage, a good player. And he swings on and misses at strike 3 and a 1-2 pitch from Monty Kennedy, and that's the second out. Here comes Eddie Kozak. Kozak takes the ball high. You can see the Cardinals hitting for average here, 2-0 the count on Kozak. Problem they've had has been probably the second part of the order, and then some bad luck with pitching. 3-1 the count now on Kozak, and that is high. And he gets the walk, and that'll bring up Marty Marion. Marion also hitting over 300, also better on-base percentage and slugging than real life, and he takes the ball, 1-0 the count. It's high and inside again, 2-0 the count on Marty. There's a ground ball over to first base, and Mize flips that over to Kennedy, and Kennedy drops it. He can't handle that one, and that's a poor play there by Monty Kennedy as he drops the ball in the exchange. Again, that's one of those that you work on all the time in spring training. You would think you'd come out to the season, get here to late May, and kind of know what you're doing. Poor play by Kennedy, and that puts runners on at first and second with 2 outs here for St. Louis. Ron Nordy up there takes a strike. I would put a play on normally, but not with 2 outs. 2 strikes now in Nordy, 0-2 the count. Fouls 1 away, still 0-2. There's a ground ball over to Bill Rigney, the second baseman, who throws to first, and that does it. We go to the top of the second. It is Mickey Livingston up here for the Giants. He takes a strike, little off-speed pitch, and a ball. 1-1 the count now on Mickey. Curveball high, 2-1 is the count on him. That's hit down the first base line, foul. 2-2 the count now on Mickey. And that one just misses, full count now on him. And there's a breaking ball that hangs, ball 4. Howie Pollitt has given up his first walk here of the game. Pollitt, by the way, 2.24 ERA, but he's 4-3 so far in the season. And that gives you an idea of the bad luck that the Cardinals have had. Up now, Bobby Thompson takes the ball. It's a ground ball over to Schoendienst, who goes to the bag himself at second and on to first for the double play. Second double play that the St. Louis defense has pulled in this game. And here is Johnny Mize, who takes a strike down the pipe. There's a ball. 1-1 is the count on Mize. And that's chopped foul. It's 1-2. And there's strike 3 called outer half of the plate, and they caught him looking, and we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. It will be Nippy Jones up here for the Giants, and Jones comes up there hitting .232. Not doing too much at the plate. I'm sorry, for the Cardinals. Thinking backwards, and there's a ball high from Kennedy. 2-1 the count now on Jones. And that's at the mid, right where it needs to be, 2-2, and that's just a bit high. Full count now on Jones. Ground ball over to Kerr. Shortstop fields it and goes to first. 1 away, and here's Red Schoendienst, who takes a strike. 0-1 the count. There's a ball. 1-1. Ball 2 is high. 2-1 the count on Red, and that's grounded, just fouled on the third base line. It's a 2-2 count. And that's one chopped up and high over the head of Kennedy. He tries to field it, and he has to eat it, and Schoendienst is easily on at first base. That'll bring up Del Rice. Now we have the time to do a play, right, because we have a runner on first base somewhat fast and only 1 out, and so Rice going to bunt here. And he takes a ball inside. 1-0 is the count. And that's a ball again, 2-0 now the count on him, and that's pushed off to the right. It's 2-1 now on Rice. showing a bunt again, and he bunts that one right to the left side of the pitcher, and Kennedy goes off the mound, tries to tag him and misses him, so throws over to Mize for the second out. That brings up the pitcher, Howie Pollitt, fouls one away. It's 0-1, and there's a swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-2 the count, and that's fouled into the seats, 0-2. The big curveball misses, 1-2 the count. Remains 1-2 as he fouled that one off. 2-2, I'm sorry. That was inside. Now it's a full count on Pollitt, and that's just outside. Monty Kennedy's given up 2 walks, including one to the pitcher, and here comes Stan Musial. Of all guys you want to walk to get to, this would be the last one. And then Musial hits a ground ball over to Kerr. Shortstop has it, steps on the second base bag for the force out, and we go to the top of the third inning. Nothing still. Buddy Kerr's up there for New York, the shortstop. Takes the strike, and then a ball, 1-1 the count. There's a little ground ball over to second base, and man, that's a great play there by Schoendienst. He slips on that one while he's fielding it, and throws over to first base, and he still gets his man. And so, excellent play there by Schoendienst, and that prevents Kerr from reaching first. It will be Monty Kennedy up there now. And Kennedy takes a strike, of course, hitting 182. That's what happens when you're the pitcher. There's another strike on him. It's 0-2. It's pulled deep to left field, and Slaughter running after that one. He jumps to get there, and he still misses it. It's off the wall, and Kennedy's on that second base with a double. And, of course, I'm curious. Let's take a look and see what it was like for him in real life. He did have a double in real life and a home run, too. So we may have some more power to look forward to from Kennedy. And here comes Willard Marshall. 1 out here, top of the third inning. There's a ball to Marshall, and he fouls one back, hitting 354. It was low and away, ball 2-1. There's a fly ball to the right field gap. Nobody gets there. That's against the wall, and that's another double. And the Giants have a 1-0 lead. Just like that, the Giants looking to add to their lead, not only in the game, but in the season. And here's Sid Rigdon, who hits a ground ball over to the left side, and that is through for a base hit. Marshall stops at third, brings up Bill Rigney, also hitting 348. And there's a ball inside to him. 1-0 is the count, and that's high. 2-0 now in Rigney, and that's low. It's a 3-0 count on Bill. And, I'm on defense, not offense. And that breaking ball is wide for ball 4. And so Pollitt loses him, and that'll bring up Whitey Lockman here with the bases loaded and only 1 out, top of the third inning. New York with a chance to really break this one open. There's a breaking ball down in the dirt, 5th straight ball. And finally, a strike as Lockman fouled that one away. Don't swing is what I would say. There's one pulled to right field for a base hit. Marshall scores. Gordon's going around third, and there's no shot at Gordon for Nordy, and he throws instead to third base trying to get Rigney, and it's not in time, and Bill's in there with into third base. Lockman with the single scores 2. It's 3-0 Giants, and there's still only 1 out here top of the third inning. So Pollitt has had bad luck in the past, and this time around it's not bad luck, it's bad pitching, and Livingston takes the strike, and swings at that one technically. Didn't check his swing in time. 0-2 the count. And pitches outside. 1-2 now the count on him, and that's just low. It's 2-2 on Mickey. And they say he went on that one. There's another check swing. So twice there in the at-bat, he lost the check swing battle, and he strikes out. 2 away, and here's Bobby Thompson. Thompson takes a strike, and there's a ball low. 1-1 is the count, and that's up 2-1. And here comes Lockman trying to steal second as that was a strike in there. Lockman is able to successfully steal. Thompson now with a 2-2 count on him. And Lockman, of course, 12 stolen bases in the real live season. Thompson takes that one inside for ball 3. Full count now on him. That's fouled away. Count remains full. Here comes Pollitt, and that was fouled back into the seats. And there's one drilled over to third base. Kazak has it. Good play. Throws to first and gets him. And we go finally to the bottom of the third. But not before New York scores 3 runs in the top of the third inning. And up now is Enos Slaughter, who takes a ball. And as you can see, we have an advertisement here that we definitely want to make sure that we collect and put into our collection of, or ever-growing, I should say, collection of Diamond Mine Baseball play-by-play. 1-1 the count on Slaughter, now 1-2 as he fouls one away. There's a ground ball past Mize, and Rigney in the hole grabs that one and throws to first base to Mize, who recovers in time and gets him. Slaughter's out, 1 away, and here's Eddie Kazak, who takes the ball high. There's another fastball right around the zone, but not in there for a ball. And then there's a fly ball over to Lockman in left field. He's got that for the out, 2 away. Marty Marion is up now, and he takes a ball and another ball. 2-0 is the count. high and outside for ball 3. It's 3-0 in Marion, and that is high for ball 4. Monty Kennedy has given up his third walk here, and that'll bring up Ron Norty. Let's do some hit and run. And Norty just fouls that one off. 0-1 is the count on him. And there's a hopper down the first base line. Mize has that, goes to the bag easily for the out. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Johnny Mize here for the Giants. And he hits a ground ball straight. First pitch swinging over to Nippy Jones, the first baseman, who flips over to Howie Pollitt for the first out. One away. Buddy Kerr's up there. That's inside for a ball. 1-0 the count, and that's foul back. It's 1-1. That one just missed. 2-1 now the count on Kerr. There's a bounding ball over to the right side. Schoendienst has that, throws to first for the out. 2 away. Monty Kennedy fouls one away. Kennedy 1 for 1 today, and he hits a ground ball over to the shortstop. Marion has it, goes to first, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Nippy Jones is up there, striking there to Jones. And there's a ground ball over to Buddy Kerr, throws to first, 1 away. Red Schoendienst now, and see, if you're looking over on the right side of the screen at the batting average, you can see what's happening. 1-1 the count on Schoendienst. That's in there for a strike. It's 1-2. The Cardinals have not been hitting in the bottom part of their order, and there's a pop-up up to Kerr, the shortstop, for the second out, and here is Del Rice. Ball 1 in there to Rice. Rice only hitting 148. And that's ball 2, as that was out of Kennedy's hand. That is low for ball 3, and there's another walk. So Kennedy being very, very careful with both Rice and Pollitt. 2 walks today for Rice, 1 for Pollitt, and there's a line drive from Pollitt, the pitcher, over to Rigney at second base, and he's got that, and we go to the top of the 5th. Willard Marshall will come up for the Giants. There's ball 1 in there to Marshall, and there's a fly ball over to Northey in right field, and he's got that, 1 away. Sid Gordon now. Lines that went over for third base, just foul. 0-1 now the count on him, and that's fouled back. It's 0-2. That's outside. 1-2 now the count on Gordon. Curveball just misses. It's 2-2, and he checks his swing. No, he doesn't. He went around. That's a strike. Third strikeout for Howie Pollitt, and here comes Bill Rigney, who takes a strike and then fouls one away quickly. 0-2 on Bill. High pop-up foul, out of play. 0-2 pitch is a curveball that's high. 1-2. And there's a little looping ball over to center field that drops in front of Musial for a hit for Rigney, and that'll bring up Whitey Lockman, runner on first base, and Lockman takes the ball. And there's a strike. 1-1 now the count on Whitey. And that fastball is in there for a strike. It's 1-2, and there's a ground ball over to third base. Kozak has that, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here is Stan Musial. Bounces one off the mound over to Kerr, and Kerr has it, throws to first for the out, 1 away. And here's Enos Slaughter, who takes the ball. 1-0 is the count, and there's a strike to him. It's 1-1 now on Slaughter, hitting .362, having a good season so far, and he takes strike number 2. And then he barely fouls that one back. 1-2 still the count. There's a fly ball over to Lockman on left for the second out, 2 away. Here's Eddie Kozak, who takes the ball. Little fly ball again to Lockman to left field, and we'll go to the top of the 6th inning as he makes that catch. Here is Mickey Livingston. Livingston up there hitting again .218 for New York with a little bit of power. 1-1 is the count on him. He has 2 home runs so far, and there's a foul ball out of play. 1-2 is the count on Mickey, and that's a ball 2. And that comes in tight, and he gets the call. That's a strikeout looking on Livingston. 1 down, and here is Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson takes the ball high. I always talk about him. He's a better hitter than you think. 2-0 is a count to him, and he hits one over to left field. That hooks in the homer in the corner, and that is a homer. That's a home run for Bobby Thompson, and that ends up being his 6th of the season. He's had a 16-game hitting streak. He's tearing the cover off the ball, and it is 4-0 for the Giants, and up is Johnny Mize. Mize takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 is a count on him. There's ball 2 in there. There's a grounder down the first base line, foul, 2-2. And there's a fastball on the edge, outer edge that is, strike 3. And up comes Buddy Kerr, 2 outs here, top of the 6th. And Kerr pops one up wide at third base, but foul. There's another one popped up. 0-2 is the count on Buddy. And he swings and misses at that high fastball from Pollitt. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. New York in control here, 4-0. Only 1 hit for the Cardinals so far. Marty Marion hits one over to right field, and it's not deep enough. Willard Marshall has that for the out. 1 away, and it's Ron Norty. Ron Norty takes the strike, 0-1 the count, and that's fouled away. 0-2 the count now on Ron, and that's hit over to left field, and actually center field as Bobby Thompson has that. Goes over to his right, makes the catch. 2 gone, and it's Nippy Jones who takes the strike. That's lifted up into center field, and Bobby's there for that one. We go to the top of the 7th. Monty Kennedy, now the batter, the pitcher for the Giants, and he takes a ball and then a strike from Howie Pollitt. 1 for 2 today with that double. 1-2 now the count on him, and he swung on and missed that for strike 3, 1 away, and it's Willard Marshall up here for the Giants. Marshall takes the ball outside and then hits one over to third, and that gets through for a single. Man, Willard Marshall is 3 for 4, and that brings up Sid Gordon, and the Giants just keep hitting. Look at this. There's a ball inside to Gordon, 1-0 the count, and that's down the pipe, 1-1. That's high, 2-1 now the count on Sid. And that's swung on and missed, letter high for strike 2, 2-2 the count. And that's hit hard out of Marion's reach into left field for a base hit. And here comes Bill Rigney, runners on at first and second, only one out, top of the 7th inning, New York threatening. And that's inside of the breaking ball. Rigney is hitting .358, .469 on base percentage, .507 slugging percentage. In this game, he is 2 for 2, and I think he had a double. 2-0 now the count on Rigney. That one just misses for a ball. It's 3-0 on him, and he takes a strike. Now it's 3-1 on Bill, and he lays off of that one that was just wide, and Pollitt is falling apart. 3 walks. He's given up 4 runs already. The bases are loaded, only 1 out, and here is Whitey Lockman. Lockman is 1 for 3 today, and there's a swing and a foul ball. 0-1 is the count on Whitey. It's fouled away. It's 0-2, my apologies, and there's a curve high, 1-2. That's fouled back again. 1-2 the count remains, and there's ball 2. So it's 2-2 count here on Whitey. Hard ground ball to the right side, and that's into right field for a hit. That's going to score 2. Rigney goes over to third, and that is it for Howie, and he's going to get out of here. As usual, I was waiting and hoping for his spot to come up in the lineup, but it's just not going to happen. What do we have? We do have a first baseman on the bench, so we will put Nelson in here as the first baseman. We'll do a little double switch. And who do we want to put in? I think Ray Yoakum is going to come in. I mean, you're down by this much. We might as well start putting in some of these guys that don't get much time. Ray Yoakum is up there, has 4 appearances so far this season, and he throws a ball instantly to Livingston. There's a little ground ball over to Marion, and he flips that over to Schundienst, and it's not in time, so a run scores. It's 7-0. There are now runners on at first and second. I tell you, this game here, or this day here, May 22nd, 1949, all of the games I've recorded have been blowouts. Bobby Thompson up there takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 the count on Bobby. And there's a little pop-up, and Rice has that for the out. So Thompson unable to repeat his heroics of his last time at bat. And that brings up Johnny Mize. Runners still on first and second, 7-0 Giants. And there's a wild pitch. Rice can't get to that one, and Yoakum has allowed the runners to move over to second and third. One of those things you usually don't look at when you're bringing the guy in, and he had 1 in real life, 2 here so far this season. We are kind of overthrowing him. He only had 2 and 2.3 innings in real life. We've had him out there 4 times already so far, and there's a ball 3 now to Mize. It's 3-0, and he takes a strike. 3-1 the count. The ground ball over to Schundienst, and it's under his glove for a base hit, and that scores at least 1. Here comes Livingston trying to score, and Musial's throw is short, and it is 9-0. And so changing the pitcher has done absolutely no good for us here, and we got to figure something else out. Ken Johnson is going to come on in here to pitch. So Yoakum, I think, had 1 or 2 outs. I think it was 2, yeah. That's it for him. And here's Buddy Kerr. There's a strike in there to Kerr, 0-1 the count, and that's hit over to right center field by Kerr, and here comes Mize around to try to score. Musial's throw comes down, and Mize is in there under the throw. He is safe, and that'll bring in Monty Kennedy, 10-0. Kennedy has a 10-0 lead. There's a strike in there to Kennedy, 0-1 the count, and that's high and away, 1-1. Kennedy 1 for 3 so far today, and there's a ball to him, 2-1 the count. Grounder up the middle, and Kennedy has another hit as Marion made the play, but wasn't able to throw him out in time at first. Kind of surprising. Kennedy's not a great runner. Marion has a good arm, but so it is, and that'll bring up Willard Marshall again. He's 3 for 4. It's almost not fair. Hitting .361, up there with the leaders in the National League, and he takes the ball, 1-0 the count. It's hit hard to second base. Schundienst has that. Flips over to the shortstop Marion for the out at second, and we go to the bottom of the 7th finally. 10-0 now Giants, and here's Red Schundienst. Red up there swings and misses at 1 chest high, and then hits a ground ball over to second base. Rigney has that and goes to first for the out. 1 gone. Del Rice now takes the ball outside. Only 84 pitches so far for Monty. There's ball 2 to him, and then a strike. 2-1 the count. Late swing by Rice. It's 2-2. That's fouled back. 2-2 the count remains, and that is high. Full count now in Del. That's ball 4 called, and that'll bring up Rocky Nelson, who just came into this game. Nelson, only one at-bat so far this season, has a 2-0 count on him, and there's a strike. It's 2-1. He gets a line drive over through second for a base hit. Marshall has that one, and we are not going to be so brave with Rice, who's not a fast runner. That, though, does bring up Stan Musial. Second hit of the game for the Cardinals, who are at least trying to make it respectable here today. Musial fouls one back. 0-1 is the count on him, and that's fouled back again. 0-2. That's laced over to center field. That's going to be a base hit. Let's send these runners now. Here goes Rice for home, and Musial will hold it first. Play at the plate, and he is thrown out by Thompson. Thompson throws Rice out of the plate. Nelson ends up going to third base successfully, and now there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Still a 10-0 game. Here's Enos Slaughter, who takes the ball. Only the 3rd hit for St. Louis so far. That's hit deep to left field, but not deep enough, and Whitey Lockman goes back and grabs that for the out, and we go to the top of the 8th. 10-0 now New York, and Sid Gordon's going to be taken out for Bert Haas, and the Giants are putting in the scrubs. There's the ball there to Haas, 1-0 the count, and strike to him, 1-1. And that's off the plate. 2-1 is the count now on Bert, and that's a breaking ball inside. It's 3-1, and that misses, and Haas has the leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Bill Rigney. Rigney coming up there is 2 for 2 today, takes the ball. And there's one way outside, ball 2, 2-0 the count, and that's low and away. 3-0 now the count of Rigney. Curve drops in there nicely. It's 3-1. It's fouled away. Full count now on Bill, and that's down and in, and that's the second walk in a row given up by Ken Johnson. And his strikeout to walk ratio this season for us is not that great, and wasn't that great in real life either. Up is Whitey Lockman. Lockman takes the strike, 0-1. That's high. 1-1 now. 2-1 is that one missed low. That's ripped back to right field, and Northey goes back, and he has that, but Haas is tagging up, and he advances to third. So with one away here in the top of the 8th, the Giants have runners on first and third. That's where third came from. I think I need to go have my brain checked. Here's Walker Cooper for New York, who takes the ball. Pinch hitting. Another ball. 2-0 is the count. That's hit over to center field. And not Johnson. Let's see here. That was Musial who has that for the out. Johnson is the pitcher, and that is deep enough, however, to score Haas. That makes this an 11-0 game, and up now is Bobby Thompson. Thompson takes a strike. It's 0-1 on him. That's away. 1-1 the count now on Bobby, and that's away again, 2-1. Looper over behind shortstop and in front of Slaughter for a base hit. Boy, I tell you, I can't even catch my breath here. 16th hit for New York, and up is Johnny Mize. Runners on at first and second, and there's a strike in there to Johnny, and a ball. 1-1 is the count. That's in there but low. 2-1 to Johnny, and there's a ground ball over to the right side. And boy, I tell you, Nelson made a play on that, flipped over to Johnson covering at the bag, and just barely did Johnson get there in time. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and here's Eddie Kozak. That's a ball high to Kozak, and that's a pop-up over to Kurd, the shortstop, for the first out. One away. Marty Marion now takes the ball high, way high, and that is a high strike now. 1-1 the count. That's pop foul. It's 1-2. It's pop foul again. 1-2, and there's a curve high. 2-2 the count on him. That's fouled away. 2-2 still, and there's strike 3 on Marion. 2 away, and here comes Ron Northey. Nobody on. Bottom of the 8th. 11-0 New York. 1-1 is the count quickly on Northey. 2-1 as that was inside. That's outside now. 3-1 the count, and that is up and in. And he draws the walk, and up comes Ken Johnson, who I probably should actually, and we're going to call him back here. This happens to me from time to time where you're thinking, I just want to finish this game, and then you're like, oh, that's right, I have to actually manage it. It's a little bit more embarrassing when you're on camera. Eddie Sauer comes in there, and there's a wild pitch immediately from Monty Kennedy that allows Northey to move up to second. I have a feeling that Kennedy's had quite a few wild pitches this year. No, I was wrong. He's only had one. That's his first. I can't remember who I'm thinking of. There's ball 2 in there to Sauer. 2-1 is the count, and there's another one inside. It's 3-1. A little ground ball over to third base. Haas has that and throws to first, and we go to the bottom of the or top of the 9th inning, and the Cardinals here need a pinch. It'll need a relief pitcher. Bill Reeder is going to start, I think, the second game. We want Al Brazel, I think, to start. I think it's going to be Jim Hearn who's going to come in. Jim Hearn will be the new pitcher. Whoops, and I'm doing this wrong. Let's see here. I just took Red Shundins out by accident. Can we put him back in? Won't let me. It won't let me. Okay, so Hearn is accidentally put in the 7th spot instead of the 6th. This is kind of ridiculous, but there's nothing I can do to change this. We have discovered a little bit of a bug, and now we need to get somebody to play second base. And what can we do? Is our third baseman capable of playing second? Yes, he is. Kazakh will move over to second. This is going to be the strangest double shift you've ever seen. So we're going to have the bottom of the 9th will be led off by the pitcher's spot. And let's see what we can do here. Here we go. There's the second. Let's see. Now, we wanted Galavino to play third. I'm sorry. He plays third, and here we go. Kazakh is going to play second there when we figured it out. All right, and here we go to the top of the 9th. The Jim Hearn comes in. That's the important part. And he throws a pitch outside. Ball 1, and Marion then gets the ball hit to him, and he has it in his glove and kicks it around a little bit and can't get it to first on time. Base hit for Kerr, and just like that, the Giants have another hit. It's number 17 so far today. There's a bunt down there by Kennedy, and why is he bunting here? That's really bizarre. He wasn't bunting in any other situation, but he bunts there, and he ends up being tagged out by Nelson, the new first baseman, and Kerr moves up to second base. Here comes Willard Marshall. Marshall will be pinch hit for by Don Mueller. I don't know why they had Kennedy bunt. Makes no sense to me. And Mueller then pops one up over to Glaviano at third base for the second out. Here's Bert Haas. There's a ball in there to Haas. 1-0 the count. And 2-0 now the count. Not very realistic, by the way. 2-1 the count on Haas. And there's ball 3 to him. And there's a shattered bat. It's a full count now. And the sinker's just low. And there's the walk, 2 men on. It's not very realistic, by the way, that I can't undo the changes that I just made, because it's not like in real life, as soon as you have somebody come in and, oh, whoops, you saw the lineup sheet wrong. Like, sorry, it's carved in stone. I mean, we didn't even send the players out yet. Here's Bill Rigney with runners on first and second. 2 outs here, top of the 9th, 11-0 Giants. 1-1 is the count on Bill. Not sure if anyone's watching. If you are, let me know down below. 1-2 is the count on Rigney, and that's high and tight. 2-2 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Marion. The shortstop has that, flips over to Kazakh for the out, and we finally go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tell you, to find out if anybody's watching, I should, spill some sort of big secret. It would be nice if I had one. I'll let you know all the big secrets of YouTube if I could here about 30 minutes into the video. And there's Chuck Deering, the pinch hitter. It has a 2-0 count on him quickly because I'm not sure if I would be watching at this point. And 2-1 pitches in there to Deering. He pokes that into center field for a base hit. Only hit number 4 for St. Louis, and that'll bring up Del Rice, who takes a strike, of course. And then swings and misses at 1. It's 0-2 on him. And there's a broken bat looper, and Rigney can't quite get to that one. Deering is going to stop at second. That'll bring up Brocky Nelson. Nelson is 1 for 1 today, and he lines that one down the first base line. That's a fair ball, and that's going to score 2, and Nelson gets in there with a triple. It's 11-2 now, and here comes Stan Musial. The Cardinals have something happening. Musial takes a ball inside, 1-0 the count. There's a ground ball fair down the line into the corner. Which corner? I don't know which corner that is, but it's a base hit. It's a double for Stan Musial. That's interesting. And so that makes this a 3-0 ball game. 7 hits now for the Cardinals, and that brings in Andy Hansen as the new pitcher. Let's see what happens here. Here's Enos Slaughter, who's 0 for 4 today, but hitting .357 still this season. He takes a strike. And there's a little flare to shallow left field, and that'll be in there for a base hit. Here comes Stan Musial around trying to score, and he does. It's an 11-4 lead now, and up comes Eddie Kazakh. Chopper over to third base, actually. Said to shortstop. Haas has that. Flips over to first for the out. Slaughter moves up to second, so 1 away, bottom of the 9th, and here's Marty Marion, who takes the ball. And there's one hit over to Thompson, who makes a good low catch on that one. 2 away now for the Cardinals. It's all up to Ron Northey. Takes a ball, Northey does, and there's a high strike. 1-1 the count on him. That's ball 2 just wide. That's fouled off his foot. 2-2 now the count on Ron. It's off the plate, full count on him. There's a long drive down the right field pole, just foul, almost a home run. Full count remains, and that is low for a walk, and that'll bring up Tommy Glaviano. Runners on at first and second. And there's a ball outside to Glaviano, and that's lined over to Rigney, who knocks it down and throws to first for the out, and that does it. So the Cardinals get 4 back in the bottom of the ninth. 11-4, the final score. Looks closer than it really was. Hope you had a good time with this one. A little bit long. Sometimes that happens. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.